Have you ever wondered what hell is like? Is it the fiery inferno depicted in movies or something else? Let's delve into this intriguing concept. The term we often associate with hell is, in fact, a misnomer. Biblically speaking, what we commonly refer to as hell is actually Hades, a temporary holding area for the wicked, located beneath the earth. Now, let's draw a parallel to our earthly justice system to clarify this concept. When an individual commits a crime, they are initially sent to a local jail. This is akin to Hades, a temporary holding place, but just like in our justice system, there comes a time when the individual is brought before a judge for formal sentencing. In the spiritual realm, this judge is Jesus Christ himself. At this moment, known as the Great White Throne Judgment, Hades will be emptied. Each individual will be read their list of sins, their transgressions against the moral law. This is akin to the reading of charges in a court of law. After this comes the sentencing, the formal declaration of their eternal fate. Those found guilty will be cast into the lake of fire, which is the true and everlasting hell. So, you might ask, what's the role of death in all of this? Well, death is like the physical holding cell for the body, while Hades holds the soul. This is why, as stated in Revelation, both death and Hades will eventually be cast into the lake of fire. It's as if the soul and body are finally reunited, but in a place of eternal torment. So, hell, or rather Hades, is not the final destination, but a kind of jail for lost souls awaiting their final sentencing. It's a sobering thought, one that challenges our popular representations of hell. But remember, this is just the beginning of our journey into understanding the afterlife as depicted in the Bible. There's still much to uncover. But where do death and hell fit into this picture? In this grand narrative, death and hell, or Hades as it's often referred to, play crucial roles. Picture this. Death is like an unforgiving jailer, forever holding the body. It's an inescapable reality, a part of the human condition that we all share. On the other hand, Hades operates on a different plane. It's like a temporary holding cell for the soul, a place where lost souls await their final judgment. Just as a local jail holds criminals before they are formally sentenced, Hades serves a similar purpose for the soul. But what happens next? Well, as described in the book of Revelation, there comes a time when both death and Hades will be cast into the lake of fire. This is a significant moment, as it represents the ultimate end for both the body and the soul. Just think about it. The body, which has been held by death, and the soul, which has been confined in Hades, will both meet their final destination in the lake of fire. This is a powerful image, one that underscores the profound connection between the physical and spiritual aspects of our being. In the end, the roles of death and Hades are intertwined with the fate of every soul. Death confines the body, Hades confines the soul, both of which will ultimately meet their end in the lake of fire. Have you ever heard of Abraham's bosom and its role in the afterlife? Let's delve into a captivating tale from Luke chapter 16 verses 22 to 31. This narrative paints a vivid picture of a beggar named Lazarus, who upon death is carried by angels into Abraham's bosom. In stark contrast, a rich man who also passes away finds himself in Hades, tormented and longing for the comfort Lazarus seemingly enjoys. This rich man pleads with Abraham for relief, but is reminded of the life he led, one filled with good things while Lazarus suffered. Now, in the afterlife, Lazarus is comforted while the rich man faces torment. A great gulf exists between them, a barrier that prevents passage from one side to the other. This story underscores the concept of torment in Hades and the separation from those in Abraham's bosom. But here's the twist. Following his death, Christ descended to this paradise side, leading those held captive to himself. As referenced in Ephesians chapter 4 verses 8 to 10, Christ ascended with these souls, effectively evacuating Abraham's bosom. Abraham's bosom, a place of comfort, was evacuated by Christ, further emphasizing the temporary nature of Hades, or hell as we often perceive it. This shift underlines the transient nature of Hades, a temporary holding place for souls, as opposed to the everlasting torment that we often associate with the term hell.